morning, guys. We've been kind of going through a dry spell, so we haven't been posting anything. It's been a little over a week before we caught anything. We just tried some new public property, found a lot of sign, caught this guy this morning. I know my husband's pretty happy. He's been really kind of down about this. Oh, holy cow. That was a big beaver. We got two of them. What a great way to... Oh, here's doggo prints. Alrighty, hopefully this isn't the last of it today. Look at the tail on that guy. Alright, we'll catch you all on the flip side. Okay, we're back. Yeah, we only had 3 traps set out there. So that's 2 out of 3 we caught.
Good sign.
And that was only our first stop today. And it's been raining for like 2 days straight, so I'm hoping everything's been out and about.
Cold last night too.
Yeah. It's been pretty warm here during the day and colder at night. This is not working right this morning.
Hold it. There you go.
There.
Go check some more.
We're on a dirt road, so the camera's a little shaky. But yeah, we found, well, not really found. We knew it was here, but we were kind of leery about trapping it. There's some more public property out here. We've been having difficulty with, well, Christmas Day we ended up having to pull some traps out on the other public land we were trapping because somebody had found them and put sticks in them, which I can't.
About that.
No, we never did.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah, because I threatened to cut their fingers off.
No, that was before. You said that before that happened.
Did I?
Yeah. So I can't stress enough to these people how illegal that is, and unfortunately, I know a lot of people are like, if you're having troubles with that, put trail cams out or put a deer cam on your...
How are you supposed to put cameras on 40 sets?
Yeah, we have too many traps to be doing that. We can't afford...
I can't just pick one, and, I mean, yeah, we could put a camera up, but what's it going to do?
So, and we kind of knew what had happened is that the duck hunters had come out with their dog, and... saw that there was a trap, put a stick in it, probably so that their dog didn't get caught in it. Which obviously they didn't know much about it because it was that set was double set and they only tripped one off. And then like what?
Completely ignored that one sitting like a foot and a half behind it.
Yeah.
And then like 20 yards down the tree line, closer to the vehicle,
was another one.
And they just left it.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're just gonna wait until after.
If you got a problem with your dog stepping in somebody's traps, you need more dog training.
Yeah.
If you can't control your dog to keep them close by until it's their time to do their job, you have a problem.
Yeah.
It's your dog. It's not my traps.
So we went ahead and pulled those until after duck season, and we're hoping that because of the time that we're kind of giving it, that more beaver will move into those dens that we cleared out, and then we'll when duck season stops, we'll go back out.
Got me mad now. Damn. But my dog won't. You expect my dog to sit still, blah blah blah? Yes, I do. I can tell Midnight to sit down, leave the house for 2 hours, come back, and he's still sitting in the same damn spot.
We've also spent a lot of money on our dog training, which is, you know, if you have a dog that has a job to do, like the duck hunting, if you specifically spent that much money on that dog, because I know those duck dogs are not cheap. Why not put it through the training necessary? You know, we get so many good compliments on Midnight. You know, he's so well behaved, you know, and everything like that. But we have spent a really good chunk of money to get him trained the way he is. But
your dog can go get a bird. That's cool, but can it sit?
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those things that should be taught first. Can it sit and stay?
I mean, I know there's duck hunters out there that have wonderful dogs that know exactly what they're supposed to be doing. But these guys that go out and just do it a day or two a year with their dog that they didn't even really train. It's just frustrating. It's like people taking, and this is another thing that frustrates us because yes, Midnight is trained. He is a certified service dog. He's trained for several things.
You cut me.
But these people that slap a service vest on their little freaking Chihuahua, or, you know, whatever. And I'm not saying a Chihuahua is not a service dog. Some of them are. But the people that like to take their dogs everywhere with them that aren't service dogs, and then they end up giving service dogs a bad name or hurting somebody or whatnot, you're the problem. Just going to say that right there. Other than that, yeah, we've been going through a really bad dry spell with traps lately. It's been a little over a week since we've caught anything. I think the last thing we caught was
a possum.
Yeah, and
he wasn't happy.
We've been rebaiting.
It's been
Yesterday,
raining like crazy.
Yesterday was really frustrating for us because we got some new traps out. We got a really good set up, and unfortunately something happened and it didn't go off, and we know it had, the beaver had traveled through there. The mistake was completely on our part, so that was really frustrating. And then we had set another one because we had found out that something was coming in from the back of our cat set. And the only thing we can figure out that's been doing that to our traps is a fox. We go out there this morning, trap set off. Obviously something dead had been laying there.
Like something killed it.
Yeah.
And then like drug it off. It just made a mess. But there was like nothing there. I couldn't
even tell what was in there.
I couldn't even tell what was there. There was no tracks, no poop, no nothing.
Yeah.
It was just a mess.
It was, yeah, so that was really frustrating.
I don't know what it was, but we got him.
And I'm like praying it wasn't a fox because that's just a waste, you know. Which, obviously, something. What is going on here?
Something's behind us.
Okay. Something was eating it, but whatever. He got lucky the other day. Here at the start of trapping season, he got himself a pair of hip high
lacrosse, hip high steel toe
boots. And
I couldn't think of the word. Such a simple word to forget.
The waders.
Boots. Waders. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
And
just didn't sound good.
Unfortunately, with all the thorns and the thickets that he's been going through, it kind of tore him up a little bit. So
they're not bad.
He can only go up to like a certain height before it's like, okay, water is now in the boot.
And really cold. And then we have another story to tell in just a second on her because she doesn't pay attention. Continue.
So the other day he was telling me how he really would like some chest high waders. And I know how much those are, because I've looked at them for him. I was actually...
On the cheap end, they're expensive.
Yeah, I was at a Goodwill the other day and found some that were still like $80. And I was like, well, that's still really kind of expensive. I would have gotten them, but it was at the end of the payday and things kind of run short during that time. So, taking the kids to the doctor's appointment the other day, we ended up getting there early, and he was still wearing his hip-high waders. So we go to the car wash because it's pouring rain, so that he can get out of the truck and change his boots without getting wet.
Because I'll melt.
And then I had some boxes in my truck that he wanted to try to throw away. So I walked over to the dumpster, which for some reason was like chained shut. I don't understand why you would do that at a car wash, but okay. And then happened to like glance down next to it, and there was something sitting there, and he kind of like kicked it over. It's a pair of chest high waders. Like, darn near brand new, hardly used.
You know that stuff that you put in your shoes at the shoe store, and it like holds them open in the box? You know, that wad of paper? Well, so these chest high waders had been rained on, and when I got them home, I started pulling that.
Whoa! Oh. Earthquake.
When I got them home and started trying to dry them off a little bit on the inside, that paper started coming out of the boot. Like, I don't think these had ever been worn. And not only were they darn near brand new, they were my size.
Yeah.
And not only were they my size, they were $300 chest waders in my size.
Yeah.
Like insulated neoprene, double patched knees, and all kinds of fancy stuff. Like, I was in heaven. Now, before anybody says anything about unworthy and should have left them, so number one, somebody else is going to pick them up. At least I can get some use out of them. Number two, we did check pockets for license, wallets, something, to see if, you know, maybe somebody left a name tag or something in there we could return them. And did I say two? I always get sidetracked counting.
Yeah, you're
3, 4, somewhere in there. Why on earth would I stop at a car wash an hour and a half from home, find something that I needed and been needing and wanting for a long time, and what am I trying to say?
Asking you shall receive.
What she said.
Yeah, there was really no reason for us to stop in that town.
Absolutely no reason at all. We drove past where we were headed just so I could stop at that car wash. Like, I didn't know that car wash was there, but I was looking for a place to stop and change my boots in. Bing! Car wash. Car going to the car wash, baby.
Daddy's goofy, huh?
Mama stinks. Mama smells like beaver castor.
You stink! Oh my god, that was I've never smelled beaver that bad.
He was raunchy.
He was really
He
bad.
is ripe.
Like, he stinks right now from just
I just
carrying him.
Picked him up by the foot. Like, that's it. I picked him up by the foot, and slung him on the hood, kind of caveman style, like boom.
Oh no, my truck up there is gonna. Oh, please tell me there's not like beaver stuff all over it.
It probably is. Can't see. Oh, next story. Talking about getting wet. So yesterday we knew that animals were gonna move last night. It was cold. It's the first night in almost a week that it hasn't rained. We knew it was gonna be busy. So we made a last minute check last night, just before dark, you know, as the sun was going down, to double check everything. See if we had maybe caught some early birds that we could get out of the traps before nightfall and maybe catch something else in the night and pick it up this morning. So we're walking around. I've got my shotgun because we found some hog sign, and one of those hogs is massive, and it seems like every year we have
There's
running.
5 boats out there now.
There's one over here, right here.
6.
6. 7. That's 2 boats.
Oh.
Or no, it's just one.
Yeah.
It just looks like 2. It's painted 2 different colors. Anyways, so I've got my shotgun. I didn't grab my waders because I didn't plan on like going out into the water unless there was something there, which I would have just went back to the truck and got my waders on. So I just got my regular work boots on. And I'm walking around and I see this trench and I step across it. It's got a little bit of water in it. I step across it and I hear, I turn around and Tia's like knee deep, and I'm like, why did you step in that? She's like, I didn't know it was gonna be deep. I said, didn't you see me stretch across that so I didn't step in it? She's like, I thought you just stretched because you didn't have your waders on. No! I stretched because I knew it was gonna be deep. Knee deep. She was wearing water boots that came up to her calves. She went like seriously knee to like mid thigh deep.
No,
And
it
just,
was my knee. It was
knee?
definitely my knee because my boots like go just up under my knee. And
filled that boot up
it
with
did.
water. Like
I
slush.
had to. When we got
And
back
instead
to
of just
the,
like quick jump out, maybe she won't get so wet. She was already wet, but maybe she won't just get like drenched. She's standing there like, ah!
it was cold.
It was cold. It was like 34 degrees
Hey,
yesterday.
at least I wasn't a little sissy and was sitting there complaining.
You
and
did
trying
complain.
to get back at first.
And
Yes.
you made me take your boot off for you.
I couldn't get it off. It had like suctioned itself to my foot.
So, I think she learned something.
Don't.
I don't do things just because. I have a reason for things, like stretching across a little that looks like it's like that deep, and it was
It
only like
literally looked like it was just that deep, and I
was
stepped
like
in it.
10 inches wide. And she's like, I'll just step in the middle of it because I have water boots. Splash, splash, splash.
Oh my god.
So funny. I'm like, babe, are you not watching me? Like, are you trying not to learn, or are you just trying to have fun and puddle jump? Right, JJ? Oh my goodness.
I tell you what, though, with all this rain, these boots are the best thing I could have gotten lately. I just had one be able to go out with them. It's just soaked. Which is really frustrating, too, because of the way the dirt is out here. It's kind of like a clay, which turns into like a muck when it gets wet. And it'll like run under our pan. And when it dries, it'll harden up. So,
We thought, I mean, we've tossed around the idea of using peat moss, because I know there's plenty of people watching this video going to be like, oh, you should just use peat moss. Problem is, if we use peat moss, it is like 10 times different shade of dirt. Like, I'd still have to cover it up with some of the surrounding dirt. I'd have to, you know, I got to do something to blend it. But,
yeah, the dirt that we have out here is like that orange clay stuff.
I mean, you can sift it when it's dry, but then it gets wet and it's just a solid. I don't know what to do.
Even when it's wet, you can't, and it gets underneath the pan, it won't go off because it's just so thick. And we've got the pan covers, but it just doesn't help because the way it is.
I don't know. If you've got an idea of how to stop that. Last year we used coffee filters, the brown ones, but then the coffee filters were getting wet, and in the night it does drop below freezing, and it's just a thin layer of ice. I say thin, it's a solid sheet of ice, but it's like that thin. And then if you do manage to get the trap to go off, then the ice just kind of like, you know, rises up. I don't know how to explain it.
Oh, goodness.
Get back to them. We'll get done with this side.
Yep, let's go check these traps, and we'll get back to you all if we catch anything else. If it ends here, you know we didn't catch anything else.
Don't say that!